Welcome to the Bible for World channel. You're likely familiar with the tale of the legendary giant Goliath, the feared giant from Gath in Philistia. He's undoubtedly the most recognized giant mentioned in the sacred scriptures. However, many people are unaware of intriguing details and facts regarding the life of this colossal figure and his family of giants. In this video, we will delve deeply into the history and origins of Goliath's brothers, the 5 giants who shared his lineage. This is the second installment of the series, created at your request, focusing on the giants of the Bible. So, I encourage you to like, comment, and share this video with friends, family, and anyone else interested in this topic. Join us on this fascinating journey. Let's explore the history and origin of Goliath's 5 giant brothers. While Goliath is the most famous giant in the Holy Scriptures, many mysteries remain regarding his life, family, and origins. Few are aware of the true story behind this fearsome giant. Among the intriguing facts about him, one often overlooked aspect is his genetic relatives, his brothers from the same race. For those who may not know, Goliath had around 5 brothers who belonged to the race of Rephaim giants, also known as Rapha giants. The biblical text reveals that these 5 brothers sought revenge against King David shortly after learning of Goliath's defeat at the hands of David himself. Consumed by rage, they plotted various ways to avenge their brother's death and destroy the king of Israel. Some theorists and experts suggest that one of these giants confronted David in battle. However, as we will discuss in detail later, this giant was ultimately slain by a friend of one of David's warriors. The warriors of Israel advised David to refrain from engaging in new battles, fearing that other giants would attempt to take his life without adequate support. The biblical account tells us that after the Israelites departed from Egypt, the house of bondage, they encountered various Canaanite peoples and tribes, as well as several races of giants in Canaan. These giants were notably impressive, standing approximately 10 to 15 feet tall and around 6.5 feet wide. A prominent example is King Og of Bashan, who measured around 15 feet in height and had a body mass so immense that he required an entire iron bed to support him, resembling a true monster. In addition to the Nephilim and the Anakim, the Bible also refers to the Rephaim or Raphaim, another ancient tribe of giants who resided in Bashan, which corresponds to parts of modern-day Jordan and Israel. The term Rephaim translates to mighty men or giants. They are mentioned in Deuteronomy 2:20-21 and 3:11, with their kingship tied to Og, the king of Bashan. The Bible also highlights the Anakim or Anakites, a powerful and tall tribe that inhabited Canaan prior to the Israelite conquest led by Joshua. In Numbers 13:33, the Hebrew spies reported seeing the sons of Anak as giants, instilling fear and doubt among the Israelites. The scriptures reveal that many giants who survived or fled from Joshua and Israel did so because Israel confronted and defeated many of them, or inflicted serious injuries. Most of these giants sought refuge in lands like Philistia, Mesopotamia, and neighboring territories, with some even migrating to Africa. Legends of these formidable giants can be found across the globe, suggesting that not only Canaan, but also Mesopotamia, Africa, the Americas, Europe, and India once harbored giants. Now let's examine each of Goliath's brothers from the same giant race. The first of Goliath's giant brothers was named Lahmi. Like Goliath, Lahmi was also a giant. In 1 Chronicles 20 verse 5, we learn about Lahmi. And there was war again with the Philistines, and Elhanan, the son of Jair, struck down Lahmi, the brother of Goliath the Gittite, whose spear was like a weaver's beam. This verse provides fascinating insights about Lahmi, particularly regarding the size and weight of his spear, as the weaver's beam is quite substantial. If his spear resembled that of a weaver's beam, it must have been extremely heavy and long. Lahmi likely stood at a similar height to Goliath, with estimates suggesting he was around 10 to 10.5 feet tall. The next giant mentioned in the Bible, who was also one of Goliath's brothers, was known as Ishbibenob. In 2 Samuel 21:16, it is reported that Ishbibenob, one of the sons of the Rephaim, possessed a spearhead weighing about 300 shekels of bronze. Very heavy indeed. He also wielded a massive new sword, indicating its size was fitting for a giant. Some suggest that the spearhead alone weighed approximately 13 to 15 pounds, emphasizing its weight. Ishbibenob's sword is described as extremely sharp and gigantic. This giant, Ishbibenob, sought to harm and potentially kill David. However, Abishai, son of Zeruiah and David's ally, came to his aid and defeated Ishbibenob. Interestingly, David personally faced Ishbibenob in his second battle against another giant, but he was weary from ongoing conflict and required assistance. Abishai, his sister's son, rescued him by defeating Ishbibenob, who was also Goliath's brother. Based on descriptions of Ishbibenob's weaponry and his status as a giant, it's likely he stood between 9 and 10 feet tall, or even taller. The third brother of Goliath was named Saph, also a giant of the Rephaim. This is mentioned in 2 Samuel 21:18, where it states that during another battle against the Philistines, Sibbecai the Hushathite defeated Saph, who was one of the Rephaim. Saph's stature is believed to be similar to or slightly different from Goliath's. It's possible that Saph was around 6 cubits tall, translating to approximately 9 to 10 feet in height. Furthermore, the text in 2 Samuel 21:19 indicates that there was another giant from Gath, also named Goliath, known as Goliath the Gittite. The verse states, "There was another battle against the Philistines in Gob, and Elhanan, son of Jair, the Bethlehemite, struck down Goliath the Gittite, whose spear was like a weaver's beam." Similar to one of Goliath's other brothers, this Goliath had a spear resembling a weaver's beam and was likely around 10 feet tall. What's particularly intriguing is that he shares the same name as the Goliath that King David faced and defeated. In this instance, it is Goliath the Gittite, not Goliath of Gath. The biblical text confirms that Goliath had 4 brothers, but there is a 5th brother described as a colossal giant who, unlike the others, is not named. However, in 2 Samuel 21:20, we find information about him. There was also another battle at Gath, where there was a giant, a man of tall stature, who had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 digits in total. This giant was also of the Rephaim race. This unnamed giant is characterized by his enormous stature, likely the tallest of all giants during King David's time, even surpassing Goliath and his brothers. His impressive height and the fact that he had 6 fingers on each hand and foot drew considerable attention, totaling 24 digits. If you were unaware of the story of Goliath's giant brothers, all of the same race, please leave your comments below. If you are already familiar with it, share your thoughts in the comments, especially if you'd like us to continue exploring this topic.